Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Toe2 Bravo. Alright, so what we have here is our $125 Doodlebug, and I'll insert photo now of the original condition of this Doodlebug at purchase. This Doodlebug at purchase was running. It just needed the chain put back on and a throttle. The Doodlebug came with two motors. One was a 98cc Chinese motor, and the other was a 4 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. The Briggs & Stratton is completely functional, running. So just the running Briggs made the purchase worthwhile. Not to mention that the bike itself is completely good to go. The only adjustments that we had to make to the bike, we'll go over those real quick. The only things we had to do was, you'll see right here, when I had the bike stripped down, we fully disassembled the bike, took everything off of it, cleaned it, power washed it, sanded it, and during that process I noticed that there was a hairline crack starting right about here and went down to about right below this bolt here. It didn't come out all the way on the bottom, and it didn't go all the way through to the other side. It was just single piece of tube steel right here on this side, and that wasn't an opened crack. It was just the beginning of a crack. So we welded that, sanded it down, and painted it, obviously. And the other thing that we welded was, let me move my chair. The other thing we had was on the foot pegs on both sides, they're spring loaded. And if you'll notice right here, there's a little extra metal tip. Now I welded these on both sides because previously, as the spring would take it back in, it would go in so far. See, now it hits that little metal tab that I welded on there. It was going in so far that it would flare the foot pegs out kind of at a weird angle. But now you've got these little tabs that I welded on there. Plus I have them super tight because I like them to be stationary. I'm not taking this thing off-road or cutting corners like that. But they still needed to be fixed. So that was repaired. The paint that we utilized on this Doodlebug is the Rust-Oleum Custom Premium Lacquer Paint Matte Blue. Same paint that I used on my previous project. I had some of that paint left over. Now, that wasn't the original plan for paint on this. I did try to go with a gloss neon green. Not even messed around with some orange, but neither one of those would take very well. For some reason, this Rust-Oleum Premium Matte Blue just really, it just goes on so well, so thick, so even. Man, it's just, I'm sold on it. So I need to find some other colors that are the matte and give those a try, because the blue is phenomenal. Just goes on great. Looks really good too. So I went with the black and the blue theme. You will see here that we did the stripes. If you remember the Coleman 200 U-EX project, you see that we did the black fenders with the blue stripes, but you'll notice with the Doodlebug here, we went with the blue fenders and the black stripe all the way up. We kept that original sticker there, the original Baja Doodlebug sticker. But you'll see how nice those stripes transition. Same over here on the front fender. A very nice transition of the stripe. It looks really good. We went with the hydraulic brakes. We got rid of the original brakes. They were still functional. We do have those for a backup project, perhaps that Doodlebug over there. But that's the $55 Doodlebug there. That came with the Predator engine that didn't work, that we managed to get running, which is sitting right there. So again, we went with the hydraulic brakes, which line up perfectly as if they were made for the Doodlebug. They look great. They work fantastic. You can't go wrong. It's a solid purchase for any Doodlebug project. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. It's fantastic. Tires both hold air and have fantastic tread. All 4 wheel bearings were good to go on this Doodlebug. The 2 wheel bearings in the fork assembly were good to go, so there was no need for replacement there. The original seat was the yellow seat that you saw from the picture. This is a new seat that we've ordered and put on because I wanted to go with the continue with the black theme there, so it would match everything else we had going on. But I will put the original seat on here so you can see. The original seat is quite functional. We do have a little tear there, but as we circle around, it just needs scrubbed, needs cleaned. So the yellow seat is in fact good to go. So we'll probably use the yellow seat on the $55 Doodlebug project with the bent forks that need to be repaired. Oh, we got a little dirt on there. So back to the current Doodlebug project. So that's it in the nutshell for the Doodlebug project. Oh, we also got a functioning clutch with this. It doesn't look the best, but the bottom line is it is functioning. Next step in the Doodlebug project is, if you've watched any of our previous videos, you'll recognize this Bilt Hard 212cc 7 horsepower motor from Bilt Hard and Weize, W-E-I-Z-E, or Wise. They sent this out to the channel for us to review, to use, to give our opinions on. So very grateful for that. A couple things that we need to do to this Bilt Hard engine before we install it on our Doodlebug. Well, you will notice that the blues match very well, so it'll look really good on there. But got myself sidetracked for a moment. We need to remove this pull cord cover, and we need to orient the pull cord down to the second position available on this particular cover, which is down here. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And 4. All right. Man, that's a good looking engine. I really like the blues. I like the way that they brought these blues in. Looks really nice. So there's our pull cord assembly. So it looks like in order to orient that differently, we're going to have to take the entire pull cord apart and run it out this side. Now, do we have other options available? We do. We do, in fact. Our other options are, so we can see more of this pretty blue and it's not covered up, we could just take the front cover off of this engine right here. And all this says is 212cc gasoline engine. So maybe we can just take this and pop this off real quick. Take that cover off. So the bad thing is, if we orient this correctly, we'll have a crooked, let's see here, let's make sure that this is compatible. Oh yeah, there's the connections right there. Let's see if this is a compatible. Yeah, that should work. We'll have to take that sticker off. So that would be the correct orientation for the pull cord. Let's see if the original bolts fit, or if they might be too up with. Alright, so that works. So the longer bolts are proprietary bolts to the original cover. So let's find another bolt to go in there. We don't want to. We're not going to go in there missing one. We need something shorter than that. So that one. And see if we clear. This looks pretty good because it exposes the double blues anyways. I think that looks a lot better. Before we put it on the bike, we're going to go ahead and remove our air cleaner, number one. Let's see what we're dealing with the Bilt hard engine. Let's see how this releases. There we go. We do have that circulating hose there, but that looks pretty good. So we have our basic air cleaner there. We were going to remove that, but we just need to get to this. So this can be loosened so we can eventually put our throttle cable on here. So let's loosen this up just a hair. There we go. There's our. We still have our governor screw in. Let's go ahead and see if we can back that off a little bit so we can get a little more play out of this. Right there. That's the reaction we were looking for, the immediate snapback. All right, so we did remove the throttle screw, but nothing to be worried about. That still leaves the governor in play internally. Got that nice and responsive. So let's go ahead and mock this up on the bike and see what we get as far as a visual. There. It's leaning off to one side a little bit. Lower that down just a hair. Oh yeah, that looks good. Bring it over here. That blue on blue looks really, really good. This blue on blue looks really good with that engine. That Bilt hard engine was meant for this build. I'm excited to get this running. We're going to go ahead and start off with everything stock, air cleaner, exhaust. We'll probably make this a stage 1 and won't go any further than that. We'll put a header on here and an air intake for better air. And we will more than likely remove the oil sensor, low oil sensor, and the restrict the governor spring at some point also. That is not our intent for today. So I think today we're just going to look at getting this on and lined up correctly. We're going to go ahead and use a used clutch, something we have on hand, and if this all works out nicely, we'll probably transition to a little better quality clutch. We just need something for the time being to get this all lined up, get the chain all straightened up, get the engine bolted down. We're going to go ahead and mock up that bolt down now, and then we'll work on getting the chain on and getting it straight. And 2. There's 2. All right, we have the engine mocked up on there and secure. Let's go ahead and secure this clutch. Just enough where we have no sliding. So we can address the chain alignment. That's what this is going to be about here, getting this chain lined up. Let's go ahead and take an initial look, see what we've got. I'll bring you guys over in a minute. Let's just kind of eyeball it. It doesn't look too bad right off the bat. If you look straight down past my finger and line that up, that looks almost perfect. We'll get a piece of chain on there and see what we come up with. That's going to be 35 chain, not the best chain in the world, right? Bear with me for a minute. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, we are too far out right there. So we need to bring can we move the engine in just a hair? Doesn't look like it. Let me run that really tight and see where we're at. It looks like we are out just a hair. So I'm thinking, what can we do to adjust that? I don't know if there's anything we can do to adjust that right now. Can we loosen up these bottoms a little bit? Yeah, we may have made those just a little too tight, because I think we need just a little bit of flex out of that. So let's see if we can hand loosen a couple of these. So that is out too far, I think. Yeah. There it is. So if we take you and we that looks pretty straight right there. Alright, so we have some initial torquing down there. We're good. We'll do our final tightening here in a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now, as far as chain is concerned, we know we broke some of these chains up. So what do we need? Well, this one looks like it needs to be, you know what? We have to tighten that chain up. All right, we're back. The chain struggle was real. I just couldn't get the chain combination. First of all, I don't have the proper chain brake. I need to buy a 35. This is 40, 41, 420 chain brake, I believe what this is. So I don't have proper chain brake for 35. That was my number one problem. So I did manage to get the chain broke down, and to be honest, I couldn't get it because I didn't have the proper tools broke down correctly to fit correctly. I need to add 2 in order to have the tensioner on. Now we're going to try to run it. This is what we've got. Tension's pretty good. It's lined up. Probably if I had to give it a 0 to 100% scale, the chain lineup, we're probably about a 90, 95 on chain straightness from rear axle to the clutch. Bear with me. So we've maneuvered that around. I think we've got the tension good. We're going to give it a shot like this with the straight chain without the chain guide / tensioner there. All right, let's put some oil in her. Throttle cable and brake cable are our next things we need to take care of. Let's move you over into here. Okay. Let's take those off again. I think those are 10s. The air cleaner is out of the way. Let's find our throttle cable and figure out how we are going to run this. So we have plenty of cable there. I would like to come down underneath of that, like that, and bring this in from here to here. So I think that's what we will do. So we'll need to undo this one first, followed by the other one on the inside of the throttle body. The struggle is real. So, oops. Feels like we need to make just a little adjustment on the top end to take the slop out. So we'll do that here in a minute. Cleaned up that slop there on the front end. Now we have to come back around, put the air cleaner back on, and see what else we need to hook up. All right. Oh, we're a little too high. Bring your bars back down. There we go. Okay. So we've policed up the slop in the throttle. So now we need to come back, put the air cleaner back on our Bilt hard, and put that hose back in. That's not hitting anything, is it? Let me see. That's pretty clean. Put that back on. Make sure this is nice and tight so we don't have any vacuum leaks. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. Let's address our next issue. Let's lower the tripod a little. So we've got our throttle cable running right here. This is our brake assembly. We'll clean all this up here shortly. I'm thinking throttle. If I can find one of those little plastic keepers right there, that would be absolutely amazing. Right there. And then maybe there. Let's go look for one of those. make this work. So I've got these widgets I bought from Harbor Freight. I think this is short enough that it won't interfere with the pull crank here, the pull start. I think if we get that there, we cinch that down and we put that there. I'm thinking with a little bit of ass behind it, we should be able to cinch this together and get it in. What do you say? Maybe. Might have enough meat to get through to everything there. I don't know though, man. Let's see. No. Well, nope. Good idea. Too short. Let's see if we can run a longer one in. That looks like it's plenty. That looks like it should be good. I like the way that that hooks up. I like it. All right, let's get some zip ties. And bring it like that, and I think that should be good to go. It's not the cleanest. I will change it, but for the purposes of today and just seeing how we go, that is acceptable. Because we have touch-up paint to do, we may have to put a different chain on there, and we have a couple other things that we may have to do once we have the appropriate equipment. This will be the first fuel up of the Bilt Hard and Doodle Bug combo. And we can maybe, there we go, move forward. Okay. So what do we got? Engine on, choke on, and fuel on. So we will move the camera. All right, so we've got some alignment issues that are going to take some time. So I think the only thing we're going to be able to do right now, right here, is fire the bike up and see if it runs. So everything's choked up, good to go. We do not have a kill switch up yet, so we'll have to use the engine. Would help if I turned the fuel on, wouldn't it? Now go ahead. Should go now. There we go. A little more choke. All right, bring up the speed. You guys saw Bilt hard running. It ran pretty good once it warmed up. We've put the tensioner or chain, whatever the hell that is, on there again. I need to tighten this all up and get it all squared away. Alright, so it rolls. Alright, so we need to tighten up this other side. Alright, so let's try it again. Alright, let's do a little ride. Alright, we finally got a quick update on the Doodlebug slash Bilt Hard 212cc engine project. We've got the carburetor sorted out. We've got the engine alignment sorted out. We'll go over all that in detail. But with the engine alignment, and which includes, and what I mean is chain alignment, we don't have a whole lot for our right foot. So we're going to weld an additional piece of foot peg on there, so we have a safe amount of real estate for our right foot. So nothing yapping. Let's get prepped up and get going. Move this out a bit. Oh, well, no need to. There we go. Put that down on the concrete floor. And let's grind this flat. Let's go out here and put some raw metal on the other one. So that part of it is done. Now we just need to see if this is cooled down enough. And then weld that on there. Go. Now we need to do a bunch of gap welding. I forgot to move the damn camera. I apologize. Over there welding and didn't even bring it. Certified gap welder. Just kidding. Total home hobbyist welder. But here we go. Now we're going to come in from this side. Yeah, that looks good.